Good morning. This is Dylan Jovine with Behind the Market. Happy Wednesday. Today is Wednesday, March 26th. And a lot of folks have written in to ask if Trump's tariffs on semiconductors are going to hurt Nvidia. And the Trump administration on Monday came out and walked back, in positive news that sent the market higher, walked back a lot of this talk of reciprocal tariffs for everybody on April 2nd. He called it Liberation Day. What a terrific marketer he is, a terrific promoter he is. But he called it Liberation Day. And on Monday, he came out and walked back a lot of those tariffs. But he pointedly said about semiconductors that he was eyeing a 25% or higher tariff on all semiconductor imports to the U.S. and promised, quote, they would go, quote, substantially higher over the course of a year, end quote. Unlike cars and pharmaceuticals, who Trump also said would face 25% tariffs, semiconductors aren't things that most Americans buy directly on their own, but they power every single device that we have. You think your phone that's recording this right now, Wi-Fi routers, laptops, cars, household appliances, you name it. As a matter of fact, a brand new car, a new advanced car, literally contains thousands of semiconductors, thousands of chips. Think about that. My goodness, I remember my friend used to have a 1969 or 67 Mustang Mach 1 with a 351 Cleveland. It was the first car that he got when he was 16 years old, and we drove it around. And I remember we saw a girl walking down the street, and he trying to show off and take off and around a turn. And of course, he crashed into a tree, and I learned a very valuable lesson that day. Anyway, the point that I'm trying to make is that a 25% tariffs on semiconductors will raise the price of all these other items that we do buy, the phones, the laptops, the cars, et cetera, et cetera. So yes, Nvidia will see the price of their chips go higher, as 90% of their chips come from basically Taiwan. And a lot of folks don't really understand that what the US does, the deal that we made, the kind of collective bargain that we made was, we will design and market these products, but we're going to have countries, other places, manufacture them. And that's what Taiwan does. Taiwan manufactures them. So yeah, NVIDIA's chips are going to go higher. Now, the question, is it going to hurt NVIDIA's stock? Yes and no. Let me explain. The companies that are buying NVIDIA's chips seem to be unable to get as many as they want their hands on an infinite amount of these chips. Okay, the demand is almost insatiable. Facebook, Microsoft, Apple, they're all buying these NVIDIA chips en masse. So NVIDIA has pricing power. So it's very likely that they're going to be able to push through this tariff to these Magnificent Seven, these massive giants that are spending these hundreds of billions of dollars a year buying these NVIDIA chips. But what does it mean for the people that are buying those NVIDIA chips, those Mag 7 companies like Microsoft? It means that they're going to pay more for these NVIDIA chips, which means that their profits, the amount they bring to the bottom line, will go down. So why is Trump doing this? He's taking a very different approach than the Biden administration did to bring semiconductor manufacturing back to America. Basically, the Biden administration passed the CHIPS Act, which I support, and I support it. I also support this. I support anything that really gets semiconductor manufacturing back to the United States as quickly as possible, because the United States has an Achilles heel, and that is Taiwan. And you remember Achilles, the Greek demigod that was basically invincible, but he had that little part of his Achilles tendon because his mother dipped him in that liquid that made him invincible. And all of a sudden, that was the only part of his body that could destroy Achilles. And basically, Taiwan is our Achilles tendon. Okay, basically, it's a massive weakness on an otherwise pretty strong body. The Biden administration, their solution was government spending, have government, the CHIPS Act. It was bipartisan. Both Republicans and Democrats alike supported it. And intelligently, the Biden administration pushed a lot of the manufacturing into Republican districts and states so that they wouldn't be so likely to stop it or to reverse it if a Republican took power in the White House. But anyway, their solution was centralized control, government incentives to spur domestic manufacturing. Trump's solution is another solution. It's more of a government intervention in tariffs to get them to incentivize companies like Nvidia and all these other ones, Samsung, et cetera, to really spur domestic manufacturing. So the market Monday rallied in great relief because of these tariffs. It seems like Trump is walking back or blinking, as some have said, on these tariffs. We shall see. But yes, it won't likely hurt Nvidia stock because they have the ability to pass pricing power onto the people that are buying it. But it's likely going to hurt everybody else's stock because, again, if Microsoft spends $100 billion on Nvidia AI chips for the year, and now they have to spend $125 billion on these chips, that means $25 billion less in profit. So we shall see how this unfolds. We are in the early innings of the game. We'll see how it unfolds. It's like the man said, may you live in interesting times. Anyway, that's all I have. Have a wonderful day.